Good afternoon. This is the Elliott Wave daily update for the NASDAQ 100 being recorded on Tuesday, November the 25th at 2:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. First, I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. I will not likely be making an additional daily report tomorrow since Thursday is Thanksgiving. So I'm going to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm sort of giving this update also a tagline of it's a Friendsgiving. I have found that I've been able to pretty much detail this minute fifth wave. And I feel that it's important to kind of get some groundwork underneath this in terms of, because this is, in my opinion, would be the final fifth wave, the minute fifth wave up, which would then complete the minor fifth wave, the intermediate fifth wave, and the primary third wave. So we're looking for this primary fourth wave correction. And now we're getting up there and we're in that time frame. We're working into the last week of November. So next Monday is December the 1st, and then we're looking out towards the 9th and the 10th, which is the FOMC. I think the market can top between the December 10th and the 15th, but actually it's either 10th to the 12th, even more narrow. And so we're counting this up to that level. And so, and what we're doing is 5 waves of minuet degree, that color, to put in this minute fifth wave. So here we go. So of course we start with 1, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 waves up quick, but they're 5, and that's a small one. And then I have an ABC down for wave 2. Then it goes again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so this becomes wave 1 of 3. So we have 1 of 3, and then we have A, B, C for wave 2. And then we have wave 3 of that 3, 4 of that 3, which takes us to this morning. And then we have wave 5 of the 3. So what we're saying right now then is that we need to do a fourth wave of the subminuet degree. And here we have it. There's the previous fourth, number 1, 382. And we do that by running it. You can see it right from there to there. 0.382 is right there. And so I say we come down to, but actually I think we could start to find support depending on how hard it's going to get hit. But if it's just going to walk, then I think we have a shot at 24,927 into that area. So 57 down to 27, and then a break there could drop it down to 24,678, not all that far. And then that puts in this subminuet wave 4, and then we have one more. We do a fifth wave up. I'll be able to put in then, we could put in from here up to where 4 comes in. So right now, don't know. You could just do guesstimates and kind of go from there, maybe put it up there to see where this would come in, because what we're looking for is that completion point for the minuet first wave. Then the market goes through another correction, a wave 2. So it's going to be a little bit larger than what we're seeing here due to the fact that it's on this degree. And so there was a second wave of this degree, and we're going to be up 1 more degree. We'll be on the minuet. So do we look for it to come back down to the 4? Yeah, we'll measure, because the first up would be 0.382, and then 0.5, and then 0.618. So, but we'll get our levels first. So of interest, yeah, we're going to look to see where this fourth wave comes in, get our fibs going up, where wave 1 goes over to wave 4 to give you the fibs for wave 5. And I would actually think 25,401 is probably a pretty good candidate. You can always just do a little cheat sheet just to take a look. And let's say that it does come down to right there. It's the 100, 25,446, and this is 25,401. So definitely in the area to complete wave 1. And so remember that I also spoke about putting these in, and they're for minute wave 5, but all they really are using, I'm using them for on this level, is that it's kind of the guide. Wave 1 should get 382 or 0.50. And then we're going to come back in a wave 2, and then we'll go back up in a wave 3. And so what does that then suggest? that we have a very fair chance of at least getting to where wave 5 on the minute degree would be equal to wave 1. And that's up here. So, and again, folks, I'm just talking math. I am not putting anything behind this on what's going to drive it and what's going to happen, why it wouldn't happen. This is pure math and pure Elliott and pure fibs. So that's all mathematics, and that's how I want to do this. I'm counting what I think is the last 5 waves up before we start a longer term, deeper pullback in the form of a primary 4th wave down. If you're trading the S&P or the Dow or others, you're looking at a cycle degree 4th wave down, which is going to be more severe. So once again, we're kind of looking at tech going like, could be a little bit different, which might tell us that tech, because of AI, because of some of the inside things that are happening in here, it might be that little storehouse of value for positions to be shifted and moved in when needed. So again, I am looking for a larger correction. So here we have at least coming up to the first wave up in here. Now, again, I think this is up to you. What do we just say? 400 to 445. I think that's very reasonable. Then we kind of come back and then we do a third. Now, between tomorrow, again, I think could be very directional, but slow. So it just goes, hangs out, and then jumps a little bit more, and hangs out, comes down a little bit. And, so it's not that it's going to be perfectly clean, but it should continue to climb. But because we're looking for this, it could start, and even overnight, because this is how we started this morning, and then we just rallied. So I'm thinking the same thing. We start by getting down and getting this 4 over. And so we'll be looking to see what gamma or what things might be down here that would be attractors. Usually when you're looking at stuff like this, you can kind of start to look at what gamma levels may be there. And that's kind of what algorithms can do in order to monetize something or just for a position. So again, one thing kind of comes to the next. So keeping the math, that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for. Now, interestingly enough, this morning, it did, and here in the NASDAQ, particularly in the Qs, mess around with the Qs. And so the Qs might have already cleared it. Let's see, 597, 610, yeah. The Qs went through a couple of layers, 605, 600, and got down to 597. That was all this morning when the market was doing this. And then it stopped and it regained everything, kind of played around, but then when it started to go, it just went, which was nice. And then it filled in the blanks. It's at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, but you can see let me just kind of bring that. Yeah, I can see so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this was a little bit deeper, but it all kind of fit cleanly inside 5s. And that's kind of what I'm going to do. And again, I'm doing this because once we can anchor wave 1, that's wave 1 of 5 of this degree. And we can kind of take a look. We know that wave 3's got to be bigger. So we can see that's how I'm going to do it, if it's going to happen. At the same time, when we're done with 5, we then get to look at other possibilities when we start getting to, if we get to new all-time highs. So both sides are going to be checked out each time we get up to a particular level. But right now, it is fitting in on getting this 5th wave done. So 26,000, yes. 26,900 would be 100%. How do we get there? And what's the timing? And I mean, there's a lot going on because there's a lot that we're looking for a cycle low and then another rally. And we could get up there, do this, do a cycle low, and then do one more rally. So this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5, which is going to take us even higher. 1.618. I think I might have it up there. Yep, there it is. So we have a lot. There's a lot of numbers that can be worked. All right. So today, again, The purpose of bringing that in right now is that following gamma levels, following volatility triggers, following this math is very, very productive in terms of helping you with your positions. If you happen to be an options trader, it's really going to help you. Even as a futures trader, it does help. Even if you're trading equities, it all helps because all of them have the same numbers in terms of volatility triggers, put walls, call walls, hedge walls, different things that are affected to that particular underlying, and then that contributes, of course, to the index that you're trading. So it's a lot to keep an eye on. I have to tell you, it's true, but lots of opportunity. Once you can recognize, you might get more comfortable and go ahead and taking along at these levels where it's like, whoa, we're so overbought. It's like, yeah, but go ahead and take it. Should be good because you're counting it out. All right, now gamma levels will be updated tomorrow morning. That will be our next update. And again, I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. If you're traveling, be very safe. And the next update will definitely be likely the weekly. Now, whether that's going to come out on before Friday or right after Friday, that'll be the question. All right, everybody, have a nice Thanksgiving.